Hey guys, it's Shay. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys another nursing video, but this one's kind of going to be a little bit fun. So, basically, through talking to some of my coworkers and just talking about things we do for work and at work, I wanted to bring you guys a video on 4 things that I should or shouldn't be doing as a nurse. Now, I want to give a quick disclaimer. This video is no intent on hazardous, and neither is it violating any HIPPA, safety, or anything like that. This video is just simple personal needs and just things that as a nurse maybe you can take some tips from your other friends, or things that you're doing that you probably can just like chuck because it's not really needed to be done. So if you guys are interested in this video, stay tuned. We're gonna make this one a fun one. Alright guys, so the first thing that comes to mind when I think about things I should or shouldn't be doing at work is wearing contacts. So, I am blind as a bat, and I cannot see. Most of you guys probably noticed in some of my videos I do wear glasses, and some videos like today I have in contacts because I have on makeup and things like that. So, there are pros and cons to wearing contacts at work, and when it comes to me, I probably should wear contacts at work, but I simply refuse. So, the pros to wearing contacts is I don't have to keep pushing my glasses up on my face because my glasses are always falling down to my nose. I'm always looking like a grandma. Another thing is if I have to go into like an isolation room, or if I have to do like a sterile procedure and I put on a mask, for you guys who wear glasses, you know that once you put on that mask, even if you seal down the seal at your nose, for some odd reason, once in a blue moon, your glasses will still get foggy, and that is the most annoying thing ever. I hate when that happens because I feel I'm already trying to do a sterile procedure or something that's important, and then your glasses just fog up, and you're like, what the heck? Now, why do I refuse to wear my contacts at the hospital? In my opinion, and I'm not judging anyone else who does this because it probably makes your life a lot easier, I just feel like I can't. Like, the environment of the hospital and thinking of having a porous type thing on my eye is just like a no. Like, for one, I itch my eyes, and not that I'm putting my finger directly in my eye, but even using my knuckle, I don't even want to give anything the opportunity to like create a balance for catching something through my eye or things like that. I also know a lot of nurses who do end up getting pink eye for wearing their contacts at work. Not saying that they're not being clean or anything like that, or they're not like doing hygiene, but simply because if you have a patient that comes in with pink eye, you already know that's contagious. I just feel like the contacts create a more susceptible field for you to catch that from them. So in general, I probably should wear my contacts because I really don't see well. Of course, I don't ever go to work without glasses because if I don't have on at least some type of corrective lenses, I can't even drive, so there's no way I can be able to do things at work such as like put in IVs, draw blood, even just see what I'm doing at work. But there are pros to wearing contacts. Again, I don't have to push up my glasses and things like that, but the con for me is I just don't have time. And then God forbid like your contact pops out and then you have to try to find it and put it back in. I mean, you can bring backups, but I just don't want my hand coming in contact with my eye while I'm at the hospital whatsoever. So that's just, could do it, but I ain't going to do it for me. The second thing that I mentioned, which I know Nurse Gang is probably going to go ham on me in the comment box, but guys, listen to me before y'all go ham. Wearing fragrance at work. Okay. So when I first started becoming a nurse, especially because I worked in the hospital, I would not put on anything because I know people have asthma, people have COPD, people might be, you know, susceptible to things. Now, what I do now is, one thing I do is I wash my scrubs in fabric softener, and that's that. I'm aromatherapeutic. I need to feel like I smell clean. And I feel like fabric softener, I'm not going to be like carrying anyone or putting anyone directly in my clothes. So I feel like that just makes everything smell a little bit better. I've also been playing with the scents of my deodorant to try to see if they'll give me a little bit of fragrance throughout the day, because I feel like I just need smell. Like, if I don't smell decent, I feel like I smell bad. And one other thing I will tell you guys I do sometimes use fragrance. But the key to using fragrance is, one, I'm not putting on any strong perfumes, because the same thing applies. You have people with asthma, COPD, allergies, and things like that. If you wear anything like floral and someone's like has allergies to like flowers or something, you're gonna trigger something. But I use very, very light scents, like Bath and Body Works scents. So my two top scents for work are Sea Isle Cotton, which smells just like linen. I literally spray it in my shirt, on my pants, and that's it. I don't put it in the wrist. I don't put it on the neck. I just kind of to give me an undertone of smell. And then the second thing I use is At the Beach by Bath and Body Works. I will include both of them down below, but At the Beach literally smells like you put on suntan lotion before you went to work. So, again, I don't tell anybody to use fragrance at work, especially if you work in critical care. Do not use fragrance. But sometimes you just need that, like, okay, I smell okay, or I smell good, and just the feeling of it. So fabric softener, fabric sheet softener also work good. And very, very, very light scents. And I don't mean bathe yourself in the scent. Literally, like, I spray, take my scrub top, spray into my scrub top, and then I spray my bottom, and then I'm just done. Another thing someone else at work also told me what she does is she sprays all her, like, Bath and Body Works thing in the air, and then she walks through it, because you're only getting a light, like, splash of it, and pretty sure, like, by 12 o'clock, it'll be going anyway. But I just feel like I need fragrance at work. The next thing I'm going to talk about that I probably shouldn't be doing at work, and it's only because it probably isn't even a necessity, and it probably gives me more time than anything, is using report sheets. So one thing I will tell you guys, if any of you guys ever use your own report sheet at work, please make sure you use the patient's initials, and date of birth and age. Don't use names on your report sheets. Don't write out full names. If you can even help yourself with not writing out the date of birth, that probably will help you also, because that is a patient identifier. Anything that you're writing down that is patient information is a patient identifier. And if you lose that sheet of paper, you are a big HIPAA violation. So normally what I do on my report sheet is I just put down the patient's initials, their age, and then what their if they're male or female, and I just leave it at that. I don't write down date of birth. I don't write down first and last name. I don't do anything like that, because I just feel like if I were to lose this piece of paper, it would be my butt. And usually what I do, you guys know I have the foldable clipboard now, so once I use that report paper, I literally put it in the clipboard, and it stays on that clipboard throughout the day. And when the day is done, I take it off that clipboard and I put it in the shredder box. Now, another reason I probably shouldn't use report sheets is just because at my job, we hand off S-bars. And if any of you guys don't know what S-bars are, it stands for Situation, Background, Assessment, and Recommendations. And it's basically a way of giving report, but we also have those papers. Now, I feel like, in my opinion, that is still a patient identifier, because on that S-bar, the patient's name is at the top, but that paper needs to stay with you. Like, if you go to the bathroom, that paper needs to go with you. So just in general, probably don't need to use a report sheet, because I could use the S-bars to write down information. But I always recommend to my nurses, if you are going to use a report sheet, just use initials and age. Don't put anything else that can specifically identify your patient. Therefore, if you lose that paper, God forbid, and someone picks it up, how are they going to figure out who SM 59-year-old male is? Also, you probably shouldn't really use room numbers in your paper too, because that is also another patient identifier. But the thing I would recommend the most is, if you're going to use a report sheet, that sheet needs to go everywhere you go. Do not leave that sheet anywhere. And like I said, bathroom, lunchroom, things like that. Put it in your pocket. And like that foldable clipboard I have, I can easily put the paper in the clipboard, fold the clipboard, and put the folded clipboard in my pocket, so I know my clipboard stays with me at all times. Okay guys, the last thing we're going to talk about is skipping my lunch break. It's something I should not be doing. And I tell people, do not do this. You will regret it later. I don't care how busy your day gets, and of course as a nurse, there are some situations where, like, you can be getting ready to go eat or go on break, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. But you have to find some time within your day, even if you don't eat food, which I don't recommend that either. You need to sit down and take yourself away from the floor. I'll never forget when I first got off orientation, I used to skip my break all the time because I was still trying to get used to prioritization, delegation, time management, all those skills that still aren't quite proficient when you get off orientation. And I kept skipping my break, and basically when you skip a break, I was told you have to write it down, because if you skip a break, you were working during that time, and we don't get paid for breaks. So then my manager sent out an email saying that people cannot skip breaks. And she just made it a generic email. It wasn't targeting me or anything like that. But then she did write me a side email to say, hey, Shai, don't skip your break. And she was very nice about it. It's a very important time for you. You need time off of the floor. If you're having trouble with time management, see another nurse or see your team leader. They can take care of your assignment while you're gone. She told me even if I have to like step off the floor, which you can go downstairs to our cafeteria and eat, she was like, do that, but you need to take a 30-minute break. So, don't skip your break, guys. If you're having trouble at work even trying to get off the unit, or at least a time to sit down for a minute, find another nurse. Usually people are supposed to be assigned lunch buddies or something like that, so they're able to at least watch over your assignment while you're gone. Even if you don't get to take your full 30-minute or hour, whatever your institution gives you, you need at least a good 15 minutes away from the floor to regroup yourself, prepare yourself, and get back on that floor and do your best. So that is pretty much it. Okay guys, we have reached the end of our video. So we kind of talked about the 4 things you should or shouldn't be doing as a nurse. Again, this is just a fun loving video. It's no way intentions in this video are any harm to anyone. It's not a safety hazard. It's not releasing any information about anyone. It's just simply saying things we kind of get used to, or habits that we do that we can either take advice from other people, or just we can chuck them because it's not needed. If you guys have anything that you can recommend that you do at work that you probably don't need to do, or things that you probably should do that you just haven't come accustomed to, leave them down below. This was a very interesting video for me to film. It was actually funny talking about some of this stuff and actually talking to some of my coworkers to get some of these ideas. So I will see you guys in my next video. Take care, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, guys, so you can get notified when we do new uploads. I will see you guys in my next video.